It was a long time ago, in a small village near Owerri Kingdom. There lived men who were giant and powerful. These men were very strong and also very good looking. Many called them the descendants of the gods. When those giant men traveled into the land for the first time, the Eze of Owerri Kingdom welcomed them. He also gave them instruction that they must live in peace with the human beings, and any day they violate this agreement, history will not remember them. Time passed on, generations passed, and these giant men became ruthless. They became a threat to other small and neighboring villages, and this made the villagers to live in fear of them, except one village, the village where Princess Omalicha was born. This village protected themselves with the power from the Kinsmen. The Kinsmen worship a god called Amadioha, the god of thunder. Whenever those giant men want to attack them, Amadioha will strike them with thunder. This led to the casualty of many giant men, but the protection from these king's men were with demands. The king's daughter must marry one of them. The king's daughter, Princess Omalicha, grew into a beautiful woman. She was so beautiful that 6 out of the 7 king's men had eyes on her. They would bring gifts for her, hoping very soon she will favor one of them. Except the last kingman, Amadi. He refused to wow the princess with gifts, and his other kingsmen would laugh at him. Amadi, you're not even trying to impress the princess. But Amadi will reply, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. What does that even mean? The other kingsmen laughed at Amadi's word. Those 6 kingsmen had eyes on Princess Omalicha. Princess Omalicha had eyes on someone else, the leader of the giant men, Azuka, the terrifying warrior. Princess Omalicha, please stop daydreaming about Azuka. He is a giant. He is brutal and savage. Her servant advised. But Princess Omalicha said, come to think of it, if I marry Azuka, the giant, the most handsome man in the land, our people will be saved. We can get their allegiance and alliance by marriage. Our village will become one with the giant, and we all will live happily ever after. Princess Omalicha continued, or do you think my beauty cannot capture the heart of a beast? The day Princess Omalicha will make a decision came. She danced out of the palace. 6 out of the 7 kingsmen came. Amadi did not come. The king said, my daughter, the time has come. You must pick one out of the 6 kingsmen present. Whosoever you offer the maid to will become your husband. Princess Omalicha, holding the tray with her hand, did not approach any of the king's men. Rather, she said, these king's men do not fit my status as the princess. This one looks ugly and old. But I thought they said a man is never ugly. One of the king's men said, Father, please let me marry Azuka the giant. Princess Omalicha said, let me marry Azuka the giant and put an end to the fear. Let's form alliance with them by marriage. Not only were the Kinsmen shocked and embarrassed by Princess Omalicha's disapproval, but to marry Azuka the giant is totally unbelievable. The king tried to rebuke her daughter and also plead with the Kinsmen, but it is like a game of chasing two birds with a stone. Eventually, the two birds will fly away. The king's men said, "Since the princess had chosen not to honor our agreement, we shall leave the village with our God." When the giant men heard the news, they rode to Princess Omalicha's village. "We are coming. We are coming." The king became tensed by the news, so he traveled to Owerri Kingdom to see the chief priest. "There is fire on the mountain," the king said. "Yes, there is indeed fire," said the chief priest. "And if a child wants to dip her hand into the fire, then let her. But she will get burned," the king said. "If a child decides to associate with lepers, then she must be ready to live in the bush." So the king went back and agreed with Princess Omalicha. He wrote back to the giant's men, informing them of his plan to marry his daughter to Azuka, the warrior. The giant's men received the news with joy, and Princess Omalicha was very happy when Azuka accepted her to be his wife. The marriage rite was performed, the agreement was signed, and Princess Omalicha left with the giant. But when she got to the giant's men village, they were all in celebration, not for the marriage. The men were chanting, "The gods have delivered the daughter of our enemies to us. The gods have delivered the daughter of our enemies to us. Celebrate, my giant warrior," Azuka said. "Drink tonight, and tomorrow we shall have her head on the stake. Our father killed many of our brothers with thunder. An eye for an eye, it shall be." At that moment, Princess Omalicha realized that beauty had not captured the heart of Azuka. The giant men married and drank. Even the guard became drunk and slept off. At that instant, an old woman appeared to her. "My daughter, escape now that you have the chance. Run as far as your leg can carry you. And when you get to a spot where the road that leads to your home becomes confusing, blow this powder. I pray your ancestor will guide you in the right path." Princess Omalicha collected the powder and sneaked out. She moved quietly through the village and raced through the bush. And indeed, she got to a spot where the road became confusing. She blew the powder as instructed by the old woman. And two women appeared, a beautiful lady and an old woman, both beckoning unto her. "Come, come." But the beautiful lady added, "Come, let me take you home." So Princess Omalicha went to her. The moment she got to the beautiful lady, Princess Omalicha disappeared into her chamber, but not the way she used to look. She now looked different, full of spots and wrinkles. Legend has it that many who journeyed through the beautiful lady usually lost their beauty to her. Princess Omalicha became very sad. "I can't let anyone see me like this. So she ran to the riverside and started crying. When the news of the happening to Princess Omalicha got to the earrings of the Kinsmen, they came to laugh at her. "I'm sorry for all I have done to you," Princess Omalicha said to the Kinsmen. "Please, give me a second chance. If the giants may notice that I am gone, they will attack our village. Without your God, our village will be ruined. Please." But they ignored her plea. The giant men were ready to attack Princess Omalicha's village. They rode on their horses, but before they could start destroying, Amadi came and called on the name of their god. "Amadiowa! Amadiowa!" Thunder struck in the sky, and the giants were smitten. The giant men's village became empty. Just like that, they gained victory over the giants. The news of the victory spread through the land. The Eze of Owerri Kingdom ordered that every trace of the giants should be removed and cast into fire. Certainly, generations to come will not know of them. But he included the god of the Kinsmen in history. Generations to come must know Amadioha, the god of thunder. The Kinsmen were happy with the news, so they gathered to celebrate. "But wait, Amadi," one of the Kinsmen said. "You never liked the princess when she was so beautiful. How come now you chose her as your wife?" "Beauty is only skin deep," Amadi replied. "What does that even mean?" The Kinsmen laughed at Amadi. Truly, a person's character is very important. For another interesting story, watch Mopelola and the Powerful Witch, and don't forget to subscribe.